How is everyone doing today? It is August 22nd of 2024 and I am super duper excited to show you guys another pepper today. This one is going to be on one called the Ahi Fantasy, and let me describe a little bit about it. My last video I put is Chasing a Memory. I'll probably put Chasing a Dream in this video. Out of all the peppers we're growing this year, this will be one that is completely new to us. Several years ago, I had looked up on the internet of what the sweetest pepper would be, the fruitiest tasting pepper, the best tasting pepper. I looked up a bunch of those, and one of them kept rising to the top of the list, and it was one called the Ahi Fantasy. So let me tell you about this pepper real quick. The Ahi Fantasy was developed by a pepper breeder in Finland, and supposedly it took them about 5 years to come up with this pepper right here. You can see we got a couple right here. So I love growing peppers and I love seeing unique things. It comes from the Capsicum Backadam cultivar, which is the fruitiest of tasting peppers. The pepper breeder in Finland goes by a name, I believe it's called Fatali. But I would advise you look up the origins of the Ahi, this Ahi Fantasy pepper. And I'd also like to mention this is the Ahi Fantasy. They're normally yellow. There's also a white one that's pretty popular online that I might try out some point. But looking up years ago, I saw this one on there and it become high on my radar. Hadn't really got the seeds for it, hadn't really dealt with it all the way up to now. Looking it up online, I've heard people reference it as having a banana flavor, an apple flavor, and also a citrusy sort of flavor, which would make a little bit of sense because it's yellow like the lemon drop pepper, which is Backadam cultivar as well. But that seems really bizarre to me. I'm really excited to open these up. It's the only unique pepper we have growing in our yard. I guess we have a couple other unique ones that are super hot, like the Chocolate Pain and the Leviathan Scorpion. But this one right here has been like the Great White Whale forever for me. I'm super excited for it. It's the Ahi Fantasy pepper. Like I was saying, it was supposed to have been grown over the span of 5 years in order to get like an established seed variety. I believe in European countries the seeds are copyrighted, even though that they are true to type and everything else like that. We don't sell seeds, we just basically save seeds to put into our collection. This plant hasn't gotten the respect it really needs this year. This is a good spot and a bad spot for us. Early season it's really good, and mostly through the heat because it puts a lot of sun on this area, but it tends to also get crowded because this is where our cement starts and we kind of build a corner right here. This year it got this one's an Ahi Ayuyo that's really crowded it, but the Backadam cultivars like to grow a lot of peppers on top. This one has a similar shape to an Ahi Mango, which is really exciting too because that falls into one of our top three Backadam cultivars. If anybody hasn't heard, the Backadam cultivar is the sweetest tasting of all cultivars. The most popular, especially in North America, it would be the Anum, Capsicum Anum, which would be jalapenos, bell peppers, a lot of the typical peppers you see. These plants are more a little tropical from the Backadam cultivar and need a little more humidity to grow. But looking up the best tasting pepper, I'm always on a quest to see something unique in the yard. I got these seeds from a friend, so shout out to Sapper over at Essayon's Family Garden. It seems like we always do this when we go in with a new type in our yard. It's the first year we grow it, we only get a couple. I mean, we got some more forming on top here, but we usually only get a couple because of the fact that we kind of, I think it's because we over pamper ones that we're super excited about. So starting off the season all the way up until now, this has been the pepper I've been most excited to try. Really excited to see what the internet was saying. This was several years ago. I'm not sure if I was to do the same searches if it would show up now, but this is the one showed up as being the sweeter, best tasting pepper in a lot of circles. So really excited to try it out. I'm hoping it lives up to its expectations, and this is Chasing a Dream. So like with the Oda pepper, it was chasing a memory of the best pepper I'd ever had. Even though the Oda pepper probably falls into my fourth or fifth for sweet peppers alone, it was my number one pepper overall that I've ever eaten was the Oda pepper because of that. And I would also like to chase the dream of tasting the best pepper that I've could find online. So we'll see if that's true or not. I'm going to take it inside. This is the Ahi Fantasy pepper. And it is August 22nd of 2024. Catch you guys in a second. Love you. All right, so this is the Ahi Fantasy Pepper. Like I was saying, it's from the Capsicum Back Atom cultivar. It was developed over a 5 year period by a pepper breeder in Finland that goes by the name Fatali, and it was high on the list of best tasting or sweetest tasting or fruitiest tasting peppers when I had done a search several years ago. So it's been high on my radar. If anybody doesn't know, we did not buy any seeds and haven't bought any seeds all season this season. So a lot of what turned up in our yard is ones peppers and plants, tomatoes and stuff like that we kind of wanted rematches on, and ones that we might have been able to find at local nurseries or local growers sharing sprouts with us, stuff like that. So we didn't buy any seeds this season and was lucky to get this one in the yard because, like I was saying, Sapper over at Esson's Family Garden shared these seeds with us, and super excited. Like, this could be the best tasting. I'm hoping it falls at least in the top three. My top three ahis right now from the Back Atom cultivar are Sugar Rush Peach, Lemon Drop, and Ahi Mango. And we did an Ahi Mango video recently, which also had this similar shape to it. And knowing from what I saw online, if you take the seeds and the placenta out of this, it should be very little to no heat. The Scoville rating on them is about 25 to 50,000 Scoville units. We keep trying to bring up that these Back Atom cultivars, though, have a really thin sort of oil or burn. It's more like a flash burn that goes away pretty quickly. It's not like a lot of the Anams or the Chinense species, which would be super hots, for example, or any of the other pepper cultivars heat. Those are all more like a thicker oil, lingering heat, where this one is a snap one. I hope it turns out that way. Definitely going to save whatever seeds. Like I was showing, we only have 2 pods on this plant, almost because it got put in a good spot and babied a little too much, and then now it's overcrowded there. It seems like we do that with a lot of our peppers and tomatoes, is we baby the first season that we try to do them, we baby them a little too much, and it seems like that's usually the problem.
Smells good. It smells fruity, kind of like the Ahi Mango.
You want to go first? Go for it.
Okay.
Chasing the dream. Let's see if this works.
It is very fruity. Not spicy at all. I didn't get any spice in that bite. Very fruity. It's hard to explain what type of fruit. I guess it's not really citrusy. There might be a hint of citrus.
And most ahis, not all ahis, but most ahis will come in a longer shape, or they will come in a blunt shape, kind of like this. The ones that come in the blunt shape, the longer shape's a little bit harder, but the ones that come in the blunt shape, they tend to, if you take the seeds and the placenta out, have like no heat. You could almost eat them like a snack.
There's a little tingle on my tongue, but that's it so far. I might have just gotten a piece that isn't spicy.
Go and open up that other one too. I really hate to do like these videos and test things like this, because it's really hard to justify like our grows being overcrowded, or sometimes we overwater, sometimes we underwater, over fertilize, under fertilize. There's a billion things that can go wrong when you're trying to grow like 20-30 types of peppers and like 10-15 types of tomatoes. And so this one, to me, it does have
I have a little tingle on my tongue, but
I don't know how to explain it. I heard banana, I heard apple, and I heard almost citrusy, like the lemon drop. And that little bite, that little first bite so far, I don't really think I have a long idea on either single one of those.
no, I didn't taste any of them.
I am getting a fruity flavor out of this.
Yeah.
but it's nothing like the almost like shockingly fruity smell and flavor that was coming from the ahi mango.
Okay.
That second one a lot better.
It does have a lot of heat.
And one of those, I can't remember which, was ripe for about 10 days, and the other one has been ripe for about 5 days.
It is very fruity flavored. Like, you can taste the flavor well. The heat is there, but it's
This
quick.
one?
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
The heat is there, it's quick. It really just starts to hit the back of the throat more than anything. My tongue is burning a little bit.
This one might have been the more ripe one, and it also seems to have some really thin placenta on there, so that might be where the heat's being held.
But it went straight to the back of the throat, like immediately. So the back of my mouth is hot. But you can taste the flavor of the pepper the whole time, even through the heat. And it's really good. It's really fruity. I just can't place what kind of fruit to compare it to. There's not really. It's just sweet and fruity flavor.
Yeah, the ahi mango had a pine flavor, almost like an actual mango has, with a lot of like really fruit. The fruity smell I got from the ahi mango was like cereal, Fruity Pebbles, or Trix, or
Yeah,
maybe
so it was a
fruit stripe
strong
gum, if
flavor.
anybody knows what that
Strong
is.
smell.
It was a really fruity smell. It didn't smell like a mango necessarily. It just smelled like fruity candy or something. And then tasting it, it tasted a little bit piney, like it was a mango, a sweet mango. The Sugar Rush Peach tastes like peach candy to me. It ranks a lot higher on the Scoville unit though. The Lemon Drop, most of these ahis rank at around 25 to 50,000 Scoville. Like I was showing, I'm not afraid to do these ahi videos, even with that high of a Scoville unit, without any milk or water or anything else around. There is a burn. I was noticing when I was chewing it too, it does have a really good fruity flavor. I don't put it up there with the mango,
No, I
lemon
think,
drop, or the Sugar Rush though, quite.
yeah, it's dumbed down on the heat and the fruity flavor, but it is there. It's just not as strong. Still a pretty good pepper. I would recommend giving it a try.
Yeah, and it's always could be that's just two pods in a little tiny yard. Our yard is 26 feet by 15 feet. It's really small. It looks bigger on camera. We crowd a ton in it. This is only two pods on one plant from our first year growing it. So I'd hate this to be a definitive test, and I definitely will save the seeds on this and give it a regrow. But it's hard to place. I guess maybe banana.
I don't taste
Maybe.
banana at all, but that's
I
just
don't taste the citrus of like a lemon drop though. And also, I noticed the pods, they are similar in color to the lemon drop being yellow like that, but these ones seemed more of a cream yellow or orange than they did like the electric yellow or orange. Like a
yeah.
lemon drop gets really bright. These ones got more cream colored as they ripened. And one was on the vine, but like with these back Adams, if you look this up online, it'll tell you this is 25 to 50,000 Scoville. It does have some placenta in there, when I eat this, and when I ate the last piece anyways, Angel was saying she got the heat on the back of her throat, and I got a tiny bit of it too. But when I chewed my piece, I chewed it on the front of my mouth to see if I got any heat. And I couldn't get any heat in the front of my mouth. It was just like it only wants to congregate a little bit back there and then goes away pretty quick. But
It's a
I'm
really good tasting pepper, and it's not super bad on the heat. It's real quick. It is hot, but it's real quick. It doesn't last long. You can taste the flavor of the pepper the whole time, even with the burn. It's a really good pepper. It's a really good tasting pepper.
what's kind of weird is I am getting a fruity flavor. Maybe you could say it's a little bit of apple. Like I don't know how to explain it. I would say more of the sweetness and sweet pea pods. I would say if I was to liken this flavor to anything else like that, I would say it would be a green courbaki, which is a capsicum annuum, which is a completely different kind of cultivar and pepper altogether than this. It's almost like a little bit of the fruity flavor you get from the ahi peppers.
I would say apple is a good one to compare it to.
So out of apple, citrus, and banana, apple's probably the most one to compare it to. It does have a really good flavor. It's really bizarre though. When I start eating it, I don't get that flavor right away. It's like it just kind of seeps in and then lingers there for a while.
Yeah.
And it is almost like maybe a The sweetness of a green apple without the bitterness or tang.
For me, I would compare it more to like a Gala apple, or a Fuji apple, like the sweetness of those, because the sweetness on those apples aren't super sweet, but they're not bitter either.
Yeah, so sorry if our videos get a little bit long. We just like to sit down and see these unique things. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this piece right here too.
It's a good pepper. I would recommend giving it a try.
Yeah, and it's definitely something I can even snack on. It's supposed to be 25 to 50,000 Scoville, and I don't need anything with it. I'm holding it in my mouth right now. I can feel a little bit of a burn. If you're not a hot pepper fan, just core these out. When it's to the ahis in that shape, core them out. I would feed one of these to my kid. So that shows how the 25 to 50,000. I would be leery to give him a raw jalapeno because that's just some thunder heat there. But um, I don't know if this falls even in my top 5 for the Back Adams. It does have a cool name, Ahi Fantasy. It does have a really good story behind it with a pepper breeder growing it specifically to try to get a flavor. It would maybe have a little bit of an apple flavor to it, if I was to compare it to any of the 3 that I saw online. But the Ahi Mango, then that could be our grow too. Anybody who watched one of our last videos, like 2 videos ago, might see a video called the Ahi Mango. That plant burst in with peppers, a bunch more peppers starting on top. This one crowded. This one I think got underwatered a couple times. So I mean, it's hard to tell with one plant crowded in the corner of a small yard in a small town, and 2 peppers off that plant, what this actually means. But I like to sit down with videos like this if I think that there's almost like a story to tell for each kind of pepper. I want to be able to tell that story, and I wouldn't say that this falls in my top 5 ahis, but it is definitely a good flavor, and it's definitely going to be a rematch grow in our yard with those seeds, so that I can give it a better try. I usually try, if I usually don't give up on something like that. I usually try to grow something 2 or 3 times before I tell myself this is not one that's exciting enough to bring around anymore. So the Ahi Fantasy Pepper, it is August 22nd of 2024. Really good stuff. It does have a fruity flavor. A little bit of lingering heat in the back of my mouth, but that's because we were eating some of the placenta and stuff like that. You core these out and they're really, really good. But I will take you outside for one last look at the plant, the Ahi Fantasy, and catch you guys in a second. Love you.
Thanks for watching.
All right, so that was the Ahi Fantasy Pepper. Sorry if we got a lot of wind here right here, and I'm not sure how that's going to affect the sound on the video, but this is the plant right here. We had gotten like 5 or 6 seeds, I believe, for this, and only got one going. That was mostly our fault. We put them in a bad spot in a tray, and they got mismanaged really, really bad. So I never want to like show any of these plants or things growing in my yard. I do it to see something unique and be able to share that unique with friends and honorary family in these videos. I don't necessarily grow to be like a tutor or to show you the best thing. Any plant that you see grown in our yard, you could almost surely do better. But this is the Ahi Fantasy Pepper from the Back Adam. They like a tropical environment. Can be a plant that can get 4 or 5 foot tall if untrimmed down, but they do like to grow on top, so probably the best one for putting in a cage or maybe supporting with a pole or something. But look at the danger zone here. That's a gourd. Anyways, Ahi Fantasy Pepper, August 22nd of 2024. Great stuff. If you're interested in this, I would advise you look it up. There's a lot of better reviews and looks at this pepper, but gave it a shot this season, and we will most certainly have a rematch on it coming up soon. So love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. All right, you come in the back door right here. We have our little air conditioner. It blows air right down into here, and this is our makeshift seed saving setup that we use in the summertime, and we kind of utilize the air from the air conditioner to kind of brush on it. So you can see some of these in here are ones that we left in there. I would advise, if you ever air dry like that, you kind of rotate them every once in a while, move them around, because a bunch of them bunched up together can kind of create some mold and rot. But there's the Ahi Fantasy seeds. Sitting outside thinking about it again for a second. I believe one person that had done a video on this when they were talking, out of all the videos that I seen between banana, apple, and lemon drop, one person had mentioned applesauce. And I don't know, Angel says that she probably thinks that way too. So it's not like the sour zing from a sour apple, a green apple, for example, or the super sharp sweet zing of a red apple. It's more like apple sauce. You can kind of taste a little bit of a flavor, a fruity flavor from an applesauce, but you don't really get any of the fresh apple bite. So it is a really good pepper. I would advise anybody who hasn't grown it to give it a try. You may have a completely different perspective than us. It looks like we misspelled fantasy on there, but Ahi Fantasy Pepper. Love you guys. Just wanted to kind of show you guys the seed setup and the seeds we save from that. A definite regrow for us and super excited.